Welcome out to the warm up. This is day 4 of our I already forgot what the name was. Our quarter season review week. We got a video up every single day. If this is the first video you're seeing, you've got 3 more before you, and then probably one. We're gonna have one tomorrow. So we got a lot of videos you can watch. My top 5s of the last 20-25 games, the first kind of quarter of this season. And today we got my top 5 takes thus far in the season. So once again, it's kind of like, imagine this whole kind of series, all the videos this week are just, the statement is like, as of right now, okay? So the statement is as of right now. This is where everything stands as of right now, okay? Things can change, obviously. I'm probably gonna be wrong on some of my takes, I guarantee it, but I'm probably gonna be right on some of them too, so we'll just have to find out. So, so we're gonna start in the Western Conference, okay? One of my takes, Timberwolves are gonna make the Western Conference Finals. This team is extremely good, okay? They are way better than they were last year, and they were pretty good last year, okay? So they fought it from the play-in and gave the Nuggets some work in the first round, even though the Nuggets like almost swept them. It was a gentleman's sweep. And then Embiid last night gave him 50. So, but despite all that, they're still a great team. Their defense has been impeccable. They allow the lowest amount of points per game scored on them in the league with 107. They allow 107 points scored on them per game, which is pretty low for modern NBA standards. Solid defense. And they don't have like a lot of lineups with like, oh, these 5 guys, this one lineup is the best in like 3-point shooting or blah, blah, blah. They're not a lot of those, but just watching them, you'll understand why they're such a good team. I mean, we got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Cat, Gobert, Kyle Anderson's good. Like they've got just some solid guys all around, right? Jaden McDaniels has been amazing for them, right? Defensively. They're just a good team, and they bought into each other. Just like the best teams in the entire league have. If they're a good team, you've bought into the system, right? Like them, the Thunder have bought in the system, the Nuggets have bought in the system, the Clippers have just come to like buy into a system, right? And they're playing a lot better. The Sixers are kind of there too. So any team that has like really bought in and has an identity is going to be very, very good. And so I just think playing this team in a 7-game series is going to be rough. Like I think they'll be able to beat a lot of teams in the West. The only 2 teams that I worry about for them are the Nuggets, obviously, because they beat them last year, and the Clippers. The Clippers kind of match up pretty interesting with them. I'm excited to see the first matchup with them and the Clippers this season. I don't know when that's going to be, but I will definitely watch that game. So everyone else, like the Mavericks, I don't feel scared about the Mavericks. I don't feel scared about, the Thunder in a 7-game series, the Kings. Like I'm not afraid of the Timberwolves in any of those matchups. I feel like everybody else they can beat strongly, right? But just the Nuggets and the Clippers is kind of maybe a harder matchup for them. Gobert's been playing great. Ant is continuing to rise up. Like the whole team is just bought in, and it's just when the whole team is bought in like that and they're playing solid defense and great offense, it's hard to say that they're going to lose anybody. Like it's hard to have them as an underdog if they're just going to play like that because they've been playing amazing. So they're currently second in the league in the record, first in the West. Solid. They've been playing amazing. Watch a game. If you haven't watched a Timberwolves game, make it your homework to watch a Timberwolves game, and you'll understand why. Staying in the West, man. Ja Morant can't save the Grizzlies. And I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying he can't. There's no shot. They're just too far gone at this point. They have 7 wins. They are tied for the 2nd worst record in the Western Conference. And even if they go on like a huge winning streak, the competition is just too thick in the West. I mean, this is the play-in tournament currently right now, okay? Pelicans, Lakers, Rockets, and the Suns. And then the Warriors are like right under that. So you got Steph Curry right under that. So in order to make it to the playoffs, to make it like into the playoffs, the Grizzlies have to leapfrog all of those guys. And Ja Morant's not that good. I'm sorry. Like to bring those guys down, they're 7-19. Oof, you got to make it all over Steph, KD, Book, Bron, AD, Zion, Şengün and the boys in Houston. Like, I just don't see it happening. Maybe that's not that hot of a take. I haven't heard anybody talking about it. I'm excited Ja's back. He had a phenomenal game the other night. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think just for this season, as of right now, it looks bleak and they look like they're too far gone for them to make any playoff push at this point. Just because of the playoff contention in the West. Like and then even if you do make it to the playoffs, let's say they leapfrog all those guys and they make it to the playoffs, you got to beat somebody in the playoff. Like, are they going to have a run, really? I don't think so. I don't know. And this, not even mentioning the fact that Steven Adams is out for the year and Brandon Clark is out for the year. Like, they don't have a center. Like, and so that's really hard for them. A lot of guys are having injuries. It's just a rough situation. We might just have to chalk this season up just reps. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think he can save the Grizzlies for this season. This season. Talking about playoff teams and play-in teams, I think the Warriors missed the playoffs. This isn't about Draymond being out, because I think the Warriors were like already trending down this path. But right now, they're one game under 500. I know they just had a big win against the Celtics at home, which was huge. But the Celtics, I'm not really bought into them yet as a team overall. I'm just going to say that. And even if they make it into the playoff in the play-in tournament, they've still got to play either the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Lakers, or the Suns. Those are the teams in the play-in tournament currently. So, yeesh, like everything just seems uphill for the Warriors. Kind of the same deal. And Steph Curry is amazing, but this just looks rough. Draymond being out is a big part of it. But Steph's playing well. Okay, Steph's playing good. They've got a lot of young guys that are playing some more. They're playing well too. But Steph isn't having the generational type season that he should be to get them to get to that point, right? He needs to have that kind of season to get to that point. He's averaging just above 28 points right now. And it's not all about points, but I mean, they're not winning games right now. And so as of right now, I think the Warriors missed the playoffs entirely. Not even make it to the play-in. I think it's pretty set right now. The other teams just look more solid and better equipped for winning games in the regular season and making it to the playoffs. So I don't think they will, especially with Draymond being out now. I don't know if they will. Moving over to the East, this is a hot take, and I just talked about the Celtics, and I'm like, I don't know about the Celtics, bro. Yeah, I think the Sixers make the finals. I think the Sixers are the best to come out of the East. I went there. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I've been saying this. I mean, people have been hoping this for a while, but I just don't see any of the East teams as a threat right now. Like, the Bucks are still kind of like, they're okay. They're not bad. I'm not saying any of the East teams are bad. Embiid just dropped 50 on the supposed defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, and he's above 35 points a game this season. He's 35.2 points per game after that 50 bomb. Just nobody's bringing that same energy as of right now, okay? Like the Bucks, they're still kind of figuring it out with Dame and Giannis, and I guarantee they'll be fine. The Celtics are still kind of, I don't know, they just don't look as congealed as I want them to be. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm just kind of like, they just look more frail as time goes on, even though they have the best record in the league. But Embiid is raging this year, like on a tear, okay? And nobody in the East is like puffing up and trying to match that energy. Giannis had a 64-point game, but I mean, Tyrese Maxey's going to be an all-star. And like, I'm not sold on any of the other teams. The Pacers have dropped down. The Knicks are the Nets are there too. The Heat, I guess, are like, who else is going to be there? Like, you've got to beat the Sixers, but most of all, you got to beat Joel Embiid. And so his energy is being unmatched by anybody in the Eastern Conference. And this isn't all about record. I mean, I'm not saying, we all know that the first seed doesn't go to the finals every single year. And so there's no need to talk about standings right now. But I mean, Embiid's averaging 35 points a game en route to a third straight scoring title. And he's coming off an MVP year, and he might repeat again. Nobody's matching that. And as of right now, I think they make it to the finals. I'm not saying they'll win the finals, but they're coming out of the East. 100%. I think they will. 7-game series, got to stop Embiid. This is Embiid's shot to proving that he could like battle in the playoffs. If he doesn't do it this season, I don't know. Like this, everything's going well for him this year. As long as he doesn't get injured, he needs to prove to everybody that he can do it. And if he makes it to the finals, his resume is going to shoot up and his respect is going to shoot up a lot. So on that same topic, Tyrese Maxey wins Most Improved Player. I don't think there's a competition for this award. And if there is anybody, it's the other Tyrese in the East, Tyrese Halliburton. As of right now, that boy's not looking too hot. Tyrese Maxey is leading the league in minutes played per game, which is pretty good for a guy who was just like, he's good and he's up and coming. Like last year, that's what he was. And now, I mean, that's pretty impressive that he's leading the league in minutes. Like he's made the Sixers a whole lot better. Part of it is because James Harden's gone. Let's just say it how it is, okay? Embiid's been playing well. So Embiid has this vortex or this gravity on him, and then Maxey just gets to have his fun time when Embiid goes and sits out. Like he's made a massive step this year, and I think he'll win Most Improved Player. I don't think it's even a competition. And Maxey's a huge part of why I think they're going to make it to the finals this year. I think they're solid. They've got a lot of 3-and-D guys, and they got Maxey and Embiid. Tobias Harris has been playing well. Kelly Oubre finally stopped getting hit by a car. But yeah, I think he's a huge reason as to why they'll make the finals this year. So that's pretty much it for these 5 takes. I don't know if those are like the hottest takes. That's just what I've seen from the past 20-ish games. Tomorrow we got the top 5 disappointments this season, so that'll be a fun time. Yeah, let me know y'all's takes. Let me know what you think about my takes, specifically about the any of them actually. The out west is looking kind of rough, except for the Timberwolves, Clippers, and the Nuggets, and the Thunder. The Thunder are playing well too. But out east, I mean, Sixers. I've got all confidence in the Sixers this season, so let me know what y'all think about that. But video up tomorrow to end and wrap up our quarter season review week. Thank you guys so much for just supporting it and being here. It's been a fun time. I like posting every single day. It's been a nice time to just like have a little marathon week for y'all. So anyways, we out.